Not what I learned righteousness meant. I learned righteousness meant right standing with God. Anybody else learn it that way? Righteousness meant right standing with God. Why? Because the person trying to teach you about righteousness had on legalistic glasses. So they saw everything in terms of law. That's why the church is so influenced by the courtroom model. You know what that means? Ishmael's still here. This putting God in a courtroom came from Calvin, whose background was law. And we took the word judge, that's 6,000 years old, and we married it to Judge Judy in the West. That's what we made it. There's a plaintiff, there's a defendant, right? There's a jury, there's a judge. No, none of that existed when God identified himself as judge. You know what did exist? Gideon. That's what a judge meant. A judge meant a people are in captivity because of their own behavior, and I'm going to come rescue them anyway. My name is Judge. The book of Judges is where we should determine how God views judgment. Not the courtroom of the West. Okay, I can get my glasses back here. I'm getting excited. Righteousness, the state of him who is as he ought to be. The state of him who is as he ought to be. It means not right standing, it means right relationship. Right standing is a definition from a legalistic lens. A result of being as you ought to be is a confidence that you are in right standing. I want to say that again. Make sure you're hearing this. A consequence of being as you ought to be. A consequence of being as you ought to be is a confidence that if I am as I ought to be, then I'm in right standing. I'm in right standing because I am as I ought to be. How should I be? Beloved. And when I know I'm beloved, all of a sudden the consequence of beloved identity comes a confidence in my standing before God, which then gives me grace to leverage breakthrough on behalf of other people. Why? Because I know that when I approach him, I don't approach him in shame. I don't approach him in guilt, condemnation. I don't approach him out of the merit system and say, here's all the reasons I deserve for you to give me a breakthrough because I pray more than everybody else. I fast more than everybody else. I give more than everybody else. No, you're approaching him out of the place of sonship, knowing there's no more mocking voice from Ishmael on the inside of you saying, you can't ask God for anything because you know what you did in 1997. You can't ask God for anything because you know what you did day before yesterday. You can't ask God for anything because you know you haven't gotten it together yet. And as long as Ishmael is present, Isaac, the promise, will continue to be mocked.